And welcome back to the drawing board. What's going on, Mark Saxton? And instead of Friday night beers, we having Saturday night beers. Mm, mm. Well, say this: I'm on a volunteer fire department. So last night on July the 4th, that was Friday night, I was with the fire department and I was shooting off fireworks for our nation's birthday. And happy birthday, America. Uh, USA, 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 dude. Back to back World War champs deserves another drink. Mm. So, the Suck It Saturday Beers goes downtown. Feels great. Let's move it on. We're going to start something new here because something new happened. We're going to go UFC reactions from last week. Now, normally I don't do reactions because everybody already does them throughout the week, right? But I feel like I need to give my 2 cents on the shit. Where, what a card. What a card. UFC 317 showing out. Now, a couple fights I would like to talk about. One, Tracy Cortez versus Viviane Araujo. What those two ladies put it out there. Tracy Cortez, always a boss, so physical, so violent, getting it done on the unanimous decision. A lot of controlling minutes on the ground. Congratulations, Tracy Cortez. I did say that I was taking Araujo, but she could not keep the fight on her feet. That was one of my fears, and this came to fruition. So congratulations, Tracy Cortez. Not mad at it, right? I'm a fan of both. So congratulations. Next one, Jack Hermanson. What a boss he is. But like I said, be careful with Gregory Rodriguez. Be careful. And he wasn't. He got knocked the fuck out, dude. Knocked the fuck out. A lot of people were like, "Oh well, maybe the ref should have stepped in." I think Herb did fine. I don't think it was his fault. It was very quick. It was a bang bang play. It's an unfortunate situation for Hermanson, but at the same time, what are you gonna do? Good on you, Rodriguez, getting it done on the TKO. Now, one of my favorite of the evening was Peyton Talbot. Peyton Talbot, dude. I told you he's the future. He's up and coming. I was very excited for this fight because Jungle Boy Lima, Jungle Boy, mastering, not mastering, but being pretty fucking good on the ground and not afraid to take it to the ground, was unable to bring that kind of fight to Talbot. Talbot did so much in, what was it, 6 months, um, to up his game and stay on his feet. Was able to deny any takedowns. Was able to still strike like he's able to. So that bet on my part, it hit, dude. It was ready to rock and roll. Love that. Good job, Talbot. Big fan here. Going on, Benil Dariush, and Renato Moicano. Money Moicano, unable to get it done, lost on decision. And listen, Dariush was, and I call him Dariush, but Dariush was able to just fend off any of the ground game, and he was able to stay tough. He was able to remain violent on his feet. He was able to block and reverse any attempts on the ground. Very proud of him. Got the win done. Made my bet happen. Here's where I lost: Brandon Royval and Joshua Van. Joshua Van facing off with the champ after he wins against Royval. What a shame, for Royval. Very, very, very happy for Joshua Van. I was never, I never hated Van, was never really against him. I'm just a huge Brandon Royval fan. I feel Brandon Royval wasn't aggressive at all in the slightest. When it comes to the counter attacking part, He kind of waited till there was an opening. He was very much aggressive when there was an opening, but it didn't matter because Joshua Van just didn't let loose, getting the decision. So many straights to Brandon Royval's face. So many straights. So good on you, Joshua Van. I think you get the next shot. That's where that broke my parlay, unfortunately. But congratulations, Joshua Van. Now, Alexander Pantoja, Kayakara, France. What I tell you guys, I bet against him. Well, here's the thing. I bet for him, but I was rooting against him the last card he was on in December. Coming out and doing his fucking thing again, dude. Pantoja, just about that fucking life. And I knew it was going to be a submission. I bet on it. My DraftKings slip is the proof. I mean, doing his thing. France could not handle the smoke that was coming from that ground game, period. Period. Very much happy for him. Very much happy for the UFC card as a whole. So, Pantoja, congratulations. Keep doing you. Kai Car France, no shame in your game, dog. Pantoja is who he is. Now, the main event, Ilya Taporia and Charlie Olives. Wow. Now, like I told y'all last week, I put my money on Taporia. Wasn't happy that I was going against Charlie Olives. I said you couldn't go wrong with either way of the bet. I loved, not loved, love both fighters. Um, but Taporia, his aggression on his feet is what worried me for Charlie Olives, and that's what happened. Taporia is no punk, right? He came at it, came flying at him, and unfortunately, Charlie Olives was asleep. He was asleep before he hit the canvas. R.I.P. That being said, congratulations to Taporia. Now, I hate that Charlie Olives lost. And Taporia just being so crazy that I'm sorry that it had to be you, he tells him. I'm sorry that it has to be you. Respect in all in all. It is what it is. But the main attraction, right? The fight that was stolen from us, I feel, years ago. Tapuria calling out Patty the Batty. And Patty the Batty enters the octagon and says, you'll do nothing. You'll do nothing. There's a reason why you didn't say it knocked me out because you know you can't. You can knock out a Scouser, he says. What a face off, and Dana White hated it. Um, Look, coming from a fan standpoint, I would love to see that fight. I want that fight. I'm a huge Patty the Batty fan. I want him to get that chance at the title. I think he has a shot at beating Taporia because I think he's the only one that could be aggressive enough to force Taporia to be on the ground. Now, I think Armand deserves it the most. And I think Armand can do the same type of thing that Patty could do if Armand sticks to his game. And I think Armand can force anything against Taporia. Armand's a bad man. Armand's a bad man. So I agree with Dana. I think you're gonna shit on your entire ranking system if you let Patty go ahead and face off for that title. Um, I think after Armand, it should Armand lose. Well, shit, even win. I think Patty's really your next challenger. I mean, you've got Poirier, you've got Gaethje, you've got Holloway, you've got a couple of other guys that maybe probably aren't, I guess, title worthy. Even though I hate saying that because I'm a huge fan of all of those guys. Dan the Man Hooker. There's a couple other that I'm forgetting for sure. But Patty being the hot commodity, especially because we want to see that fight. So I agree with Dana. Let's let this run its course. Let's let the ranking system speak for itself. Um, I say in the rumors that come out that Gaethje and Patty are going to be fighting in October. Patty did tweet out, "You're fucking crazy if you think I'm fighting in October." It's all fair in love. Well, all's fair in love and war. So I think that Patty should be able to fight one of those guys next, whether it's Dan the Man Hooker, Justin Gaethje, Armand should he lose, maybe Holloway. I don't know. But I think Patty's got at least one more before he gets that shot at the title. And I'm just speaking by logic because as a fan and as a Patty fan, get that man a contract for that title fight. But logically, let's do it right. Let's make sure that we're doing it the right way. Let's not test the integrity of the competition, right? So that being said, very excited. So happy to see what's going on now. Johnny Bones Jones talking about maybe fighting this UFC card at the White House. Conor McGregor's hinting at it. Conor, I don't know, dude. Conor, you better come in hot and heavy. I don't want you to embarrass yourself. Um, Johnny Bones Jones, like I've said, maybe he's playing this out for um, to try and like I don't know, make everything in on his terms, in his favor, to get Aspinall where he wants him. So I don't know. I don't know. I never did buy completely that retirement. However, Johnny Bones Jones making hints at it. We'll see. We'll see. I cannot wait. This will be fun. Now, as you can see, representing USA, 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 Gold Cup, USA Mexico final. I called it. Didn't happen exactly as I called it, but it happened nonetheless. Gonna take a drink to that. This is what it's about. This Gold Cup is what it's about. USA, Mexico, Canada coming up on its way. Fine and dandy. Mexico being I want to talk about this for a second because Mexico was in such a vulnerable position in those last few years where nothing was really promised. Tata wasn't doing his job anymore. El Tri wasn't El Tri, right? All these things happening where everybody was questioning the Mexican national team, where those aren't the same guys. They're not playing for the crest anymore, right? Well, now in the recent months, especially, the Mexican national team has been on fire. They've been doing their job. They've been scoring goals. They've been playing defense, coming big in both their third and the opponent's third. This is a new team. We're facing off with a new Mexican national team. Now, the Americans having no different in recent months, no different of an experience where it's like, hey, are these players playing for the crest? Are we really putting our hearts out there for that? Are we playing for this? Are we playing for the name on the back? Right? What are we playing for? Because we all know that the name on the front is way more hell of an important name than the name on the back. Same type of arguments, same type of growing pains. You got Christian Pulisic, you got Weston McKennie, you got uh, Musa missing. You've got Matt Turner missing. You've got, insert big name United States men's national team player here missing some big friendlies before this Gold Cup. So the deciding factor was Pointinetto, and forgive me if I'm saying his name wrong, but Pointinetto said flat out, I want to take the right players, not the best players. And so far, you got Malik Tillman doing absolute work, right? Amin Bong doing his thing. Okay. I mean, you've got obviously Berhalter's kid, Berhalter doing work, playing those feisty midfield games. Antonio Freeman's son, the Green Bay Packer receiver, great. His son is doing absolute work. You've got David Freese. Wow. A star was born in that penalty shootout. Stopping three. Dude, at most, you look at your keeper and like, hey, just stop one of them. Let's let our scorers do the rest, right? So, time and time again, but the player I want to talk about, and I'm not trying to forget about anybody else because you got Richards, you've got all these other guys out there that are putting their hearts out on the line for the Stars and Stripes. Let's talk about Diego Luna. Diego Luna, from Sunnyvale, California, 21 years old, scoring 2 goals against Guatemala the other night, and talking about growing up where his family was torn, where half of them were rooting for Mexico, half of them were rooting for USA, and he was wearing his USA jersey as a kid, and he hated Mexico, and he hated that his family rooted for Mexico. Got a little older, understood his heritage, understood his people, has love for Mexico, has respect for Mexico, but he grew up in the United States, and nothing pleases him more than repping the Stars and Stripes. And I'll tip my cap to that, sir. That is honorable. Number one, to understand the love for your heritage and the need for your heritage and your people, but to understand where your home is and what the Stars and Stripes mean. When you get to don that jersey and you get to rep these colors and what that means, he plays exactly how Pulisic should have been playing, how Timothy Weah should have been playing, Claudio Reyna should have been playing. I mean, insert big name player here. Diego Luna represents the American dream as a whole. With all the turmoil that this country is going in, he represents exactly what the belief of this dream should be. So, Diego Luna, from my heart to yours, from my family to yours, I appreciate you and everything that you do on that field and exactly how you play. When I know damn well you will sacrifice every fucking bone in your body for my fucking colors. Respect, dog. And I will drink to that. I say everybody needs to look out and everybody needs to be on fucking notice for that starting roster for the World Cup in 2026, period. Because a month ago, we didn't know what these bench players could have done. But now we know exactly what they can do. And these starters need to be worried about their jobs, period. I'm about the name on the front. And we should all be about the name on the front. But I digress. I'll get off my soapbox. I'll stand down. Let's talk about the game tomorrow. Mexico's been hot. United States is finding all the right moves, if you will, to get it done. I'm calling a 1-1 final United States win in penalties. No. And if they don't go to penalties, United States wins 2-1 because I don't know the exact rules in the CONCACAF Gold Cup final, whether it's full time, extra time, then penalties, or if it's double extra time and then penalties. Whatever it is, I say either we're winning in penalties or winning in extra time, period. Hands down. USA, USA, USA. This is our fucking weekend. It's our birthday. Let's make it happen. Once again, I'm Mark Saxton, and this is Back to the Drawing Board. Thank you for joining me for yet another fantastic week, and enjoy some sports this weekend. Joining you on a late Saturday night. Happy birthday, America. Let's go out there. Let's fucking get a win in that Gold Cup.